Hello, everybody. Welcome back. How are you feeling? I'm so happy to be here again to spend this time together with you guys. And I wanted to start off by saying I apologize for jumping right into this video. Sometimes I get a little too excited to start speaking on the topic, or I am just completely nervous and I just want to hurry up and get everything out. But I'm just being completely honest. Understand that I'm still just a shy girl. This is all new. It's God that's giving me the courage to do all of this. I am just trying to be obedient and help as much people as I can. So now that we got that out the way, I wanted to start our new topic, which is week 3, catch yourself. I know that oftentimes we tend to go back to things after we said that we wanted to change, after we said we wanted to move forward. Sometimes we find ourselves going back to the same things that we had left from, that we know was causing us harm, that was toxic, that was no good for us. And sometimes we still tend to find a way to go back. Please catch yourself, okay? Please. We have to stop that. We have to catch ourselves from going back to our old ways, our old choices, if we truly want to improve our lives in a significant way. I know I touched on this before, but after I made the decision to change my life, things did not change right away. It sounded good in my head. It sounded good to say, yes, I'm going to make a change, but I did not know what I was getting myself into. The friends and the family don't just disappear. People don't stop calling you to gossip. They don't stop inviting you out. They don't stop cooking all these stuff that you stopped eating just because you don't eat it anymore and you change your life around. None of that changes. And those exes most definitely don't stop hitting you up. Okay? Amen? And I say that to say, just because you make the decision to change, it does not mean that everyone around you is going to change. It's you and you alone that made a decision. So it's up to you to stop making these same mistakes. The takeaway is, yes, it's good for you to make the decision to move forward and to change things around in your life. However, it is going to be annoying. It's going to test you. It's going to be frustrating. You're going to get angry and feel all of these feelings. It's inevitable. Unfortunately, in some type of way, I hate to say this, but you have to train people. You have to train people how to treat you, how to treat the new you. And sometimes it's going to be more than once. Just because you told them one time, it doesn't mean that they're just going to completely stop the second time they see you. This might have to happen every single time you see them up until they get it. And if they don't, then maybe you just need to stop hanging around them. The moment that you think that you're the one that's in control and you think, maybe I'll just do a little bit, I'll just go for a little bit and I can stop myself and all of these thoughts, trust me, I have been there. And not only me, but I just know how, the human flesh is. Like, we cannot control ourselves sometimes as much as we want to. I'm not saying never, but it's just like, why even put yourself in certain situations that you know that you might be tempted in? The moment that you say, okay, let me just do a little bit of whatever the thing is, these same people are going to think, oh, I knew they didn't really change, or yeah, I thought so type of mentality. And it's just like, why even give them that type of satisfaction just for you to be disappointing yourself later on? They keep doing them, and then now you're home upset and disappointed because you made a not so smart decision. And even at that point, it may feel like they don't respect you, but you have to understand they only knew that one version of you. They don't know the new you. They don't know where you're going and what it is that you're trying to do. So you do need to reteach them and retrain them to understand the type of person that you are. And if they love you, they're going to understand. And if they don't, then that just tells you a lot. So don't get angry, just catch yourself. Is this person really disrespecting me, or have they just known the old me and they need to get adjusted to the new me? Now, I'll speak for myself, of course. I'm always going to be an example for these topics, of course, so you guys can have something to relate to. But I definitely used to take it personal, for sure. I felt like some people didn't respect the journey that I was on. They didn't take it serious. They felt like it was out of the blue, but they really didn't know what I was battling, the things that I was going through mentally or physically or relationally. Like, they didn't know deep down in the core what I was going through. So on the outside looking in, it looks like, okay, maybe she's just feeling this way for today. Like, no, honey, like, this is a whole transformation. I'll be honest and say I did put myself in compromising positions because I used to think starting off, okay, this is the mentality I'm going to have going in. But, once you go there, the vibes is right. You're looking good. You're feeling good. You're smelling good. And the vibes are high. It's like and again, I'm not saying that it's not possible, but when you first start off, just understand that it's bigger than this moment. This is your entire life moving forward that you have to stick to. There are people that are watching you, people looking up to you, and people that admire you for the change that you're doing. And not saying that you're doing this for other people, but you do have to pay attention to the things that you're doing. You have to be more intentional. But yeah, I used to put myself in compromising positions, and I used to feel like I could still go and show some love. But realistically speaking, I went from cursing, drinking, listening to, whatever music, going out to certain places, wearing certain things, eating certain things, to doing a total 180. So I'm not the type of person that I once was. Realistically speaking, people don't just go cold turkey like that. So I had to catch myself and say some of my feelings were not valid. It was not true. And it wasn't realistic. And in that type of mindset, you could easily catch yourself judging other people. The shift happened to me when I started to view things a little differently. I used to think like, why does this get me so upset? Or I used to get frustrated and say, why can't they just see that this is the type of path that I'm on now? I was more sympathetic to the people that had questions because I had to think, what if the roles were reversed? Would I want them to cut me off, or would I want them to give me grace? I started to think of the woman that I wanted to be, and I didn't want it to come off as that girl that turned Christian and just cut everybody off, or that angry black woman that feels like she's too good for everyone else. I definitely did not want to be viewed as that at all. My relationship with God is what helped me grow through that. 1 Corinthians 13:4 says, love is patient, love is kind, love does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud, it does not dishonor others, it is not self-seeking, it's not easily angered, it keeps no records of wrong. Amen? So it took some time, but they eventually came around. If these people are worth it, then it will be worth it. The grace will be worth it. The teaching will be worth it. The answering of the questions will be worth it. But do understand, you give some grace, but also have some wisdom in there. Just because people say that they accept it, it doesn't mean that they're not going to put you in compromising positions, because they may not know exactly what you're struggling with. So to them, they're thinking, okay, let me invite this person out because we're going to have a good time. But realistically speaking, it's everything that's there in that space that you just don't want to entertain. So if you're deciding to change your diet around, like me, you don't eat meat, they invite you out and not have any meat options, don't take it personal. If they know you go to church on Sundays and the only day that they're inviting you out are on Sundays, take note of that. These are the things that are going to happen. And it's going to take time for them to understand that. And they either get with the program or they don't. Something simple for me when I had to catch myself is I don't need a curse to fit in, and I don't need to drink to be funny. Once I figured that out, that's when I realized that I was just making excuses for anything. What I would suggest is being patient, but also being cautious. So I understand, again, that everyone can't do things cold turkey, but for example, if you don't want to curse, why are you listening to these songs that have all the curse words in there? Or why are you watching these things that, like Ratchet TV or something? Why are you watching these things and listening to these things that are not going to contribute to the person that you want to be? If you don't want to gossip, don't answer that phone call, or cut it short. Let them know it's something that you don't want to talk about. Respectfully. Catch yourself when you're realizing that you're starting to creep into these things that you said you don't want to do, or it goes against the person that you're trying to become. Does the future you do that? No? Then stop putting yourself in these compromising positions. When I was transitioning, wait, that sounds smart crazy. When I decided to change things about myself, I was strict. I stopped watching TV. I stopped listening to certain things. I didn't go out. And then when I made a decision that I didn't want to curse anymore, I had to catch myself when I was starting to do it. I'm like, we not doing that. When I realized that I was starting to get upset about something, I had to just stop and slow down, think about what I was about to say. Sometimes my voice changes and I get monotone, but I'd rather that than blacking on somebody and yelling or having an attitude. It's just not the type of woman that I'm trying to be. So just like I had to train other people, I had to train myself too. If you don't respect yourself, then who will? I want you to understand that it's going to take time. It's going to take a lot of conversations with yourself. It's going to take a lot of conversations with God. If you do have a true relationship with Him, have those conversations. Don't shy away. He knows what you're thinking anyway. In the beginning, you're going to have to constantly correct people. It's going to be annoying and you're going to get frustrated, but remember to give yourself grace. You're supposed to be learning yourself gently. And if you find yourself constantly getting irritated by this one person or this one thing, take a break. It goes back to understanding the situations that you're putting yourself into. If it's something or someone that's causing you to get irritated every single time you talk about it or every time you're with them, just take some time away. You may not be able to completely cut this person off, like if it's a family member or someone close to you, but take that time. It's way better than crashing out. And then it also may be an indicator that these certain people or things are no longer serving a purpose in your life, and that's okay. And when I say it's okay, it doesn't mean that it's not going to hurt, but realizing it's for the better will make it so much easier. Keep in mind, I'm going to keep repeating it. I don't care if I say it every single video, but if I know you, do not hesitate to reach out to me. If I know you personally or if we have each other on social media, don't hesitate to reach out to me. If I don't know you, you can still contact me in some type of way. The link is below. I would genuinely be happy to have a conversation with you. I'm not just saying this. But that is all. See you guys next week.